So it seems that Nico wasn't completely honest about the Luka trade. A new report says that weeks before the Luka to LA trade, the Mavs reached out to the Wolves to discuss swapping Luka for Anthony Edwards.
Wins. What a play by Edwards! Are you kidding me right now?
The Wolves' answer was simple.
No, 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 no! Hell no! No!
Wolves fans don't know how to feel about this. They already have the face of their franchise, but would Luka have been an upgrade? The new joke running in NBA circles is that Nico just wanted to trade Luka for anyone named Anthony. Anthony Lamb, Anthony Black, Cole Anthony, any Anthony would have been sufficient. So why did the Wolves immediately reject trading Anthony Edwards for Luka Doncic? And will they regret it? Let's talk about it. This was Anthony Edwards' immediate reactions after hearing about the trade.
They say that nobody knew about the trade. Yeah, so that's crazy.
The Wolves didn't leak this, which is wild. But in light of this new report, listen to Ant's words again and tell me if it's completely crazy to suggest that he didn't answer that, like someone who didn't know that this had been discussed.
They say that nobody knew about the trade. Yeah, so that's crazy.
Anthony Edwards is a 23-year-old superstar, and in just his 5th season, he's already a 3-time All-Star, led his team to the Western Conference Finals.
Flash for the Wolves. Edwards. Cash! Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby. KD loves it.
Only to be defeated by none other than Luka Doncic.
Doncic fakes, bumps, fires, good! Man, big shot.
The player who the Mavs were now offering in a trade, but the Wolves immediately turned it down. Really? The kid who was an all-star in his 2nd year, the youngest scoring champion since Durant.
Doncic for 3.
The current holder of the record for the most points scored in a single game by an active NBA player. We don't know all the details that went into the Wolves' decision, but what we can safely say is that by rejecting this trade so vehemently, Minnesota clearly believes that Anthony Edwards is, or at the very least, will be the better player after it is all said and done. But are they right? Anthony Edwards or Luka Doncic? Who would you rather build around? Since basketball is fundamentally a game where whoever puts a ball through the opposing team's hoop more wins, we have to start with these two players' scoring abilities. Ant shoots 58% at the rim, which is worse than Luka, who makes his shots at the rim at a ridiculous 75% clip.
Luka leans in, gets the whistle and the basket, and he plays to the crowd.
To be fair to Ant, his finishes there are much tougher. But Luka can't be penalized for his ability to generate higher percentage looks in the restricted area. In the mid-range, Ant shoots 38%, which isn't much better than league average despite what the eye test may suggest. Luka, on the other hand, 45% from mid-range, which is way above the average. Where Ant has the advantage is from beyond the arc. Here, he is hands down a better shooter than Luka.
Edwards got it off in time. Oh, are you kidding me?
For the season, Anthony Edwards is shooting a blistering 41% from 3 on 10 attempts a night, an entire 5 percentage points better than Luka, who is shooting 36% from downtown.
They're not going to get right up on Luka, so thank you, Doncic!
The way they get their buckets is different, though. Ant's scoring ability is predicated on his explosive athleticism, blowing by defenders, and demoralizing defenses with powerful finishes at the rim.
Edwards. Oh, Edwards! A signature slam!
He leverages the defense's fear of his driving ability to then generate space for his jumpers. Luka's game relies more on craftiness. His elite step-back jumper opens up clear driving lanes, where he uses footwork rather than athleticism to create separation. As far as advanced stats for the season, Ant leads Luka in win shares and value over replacement, and Luka leads Ant in box plus minus. When we look at clutch performance, we find that the gap between Luka and Ant is astronomical. Luka has been known for his late-game heroics since year 1, step-back threes.
3 seconds, 2 seconds, Doncic for the win. Oh yeah! Luka Doncic, the dagger!
Floaters in traffic.
Luka gets it away. It's good! A Doncic dagger!
wins it. As he was stumbling, he somehow got it to go.
You name it, he's done it in the clutch. But Anthony Edwards? Oh, he is awful in the clutch.
Elevates, missed it. And for the second time in 8 days.
In the final 5 seconds of the fourth quarter or overtime, Ant is now 0 of 12 on all go-ahead or game-tying field goals, the second most misses without a make by any player since Ant entered the league. And this season hasn't helped either. 17.2% on three-point shots in the clutch,
To tie. Boston has won.
20.5% on twos in that same time. The good thing is that he's only 23, and he still has time to reverse this glaring weakness in his game. But in the playoffs, where the lights are the brightest and the moments are the largest, with the game on the line, I want the ball in Luka's hands, not Anthony Edwards. As far as playmaking and court vision, Wonder Boy takes the cake.
Hit a tough one. Doncic, wow, behind the head. Reeves wide open.
While Ant-Man has made strides in his growth as a playmaker, he's not a natural at it.
Edwards inside. Great time for the bucket to go there.
The man lives to get buckets.
Nasty. I mean, that's all you can say about it. And Collins shaken up.
And early in his career, it was attack first, pass only if necessary.
Edwards, it counts, plus the foul.
But now his assists have climbed to around 5 per game, a massive jump from his rookie year.
Boy, this Minnesota offense, highly efficient stand here at the start.
Doncic is different. Luka doesn't just see the game, he controls it. The dude is an assist factory with eyes at the back of his head.
Floor as well, and Powell open. Luka Doncic with a little spice.
This is, come on. Oh, no, it's right-handed. He did turn around. Nonetheless, that's just incredible.
Defensively, the eye test says that Ant is the better player, but the numbers suggest otherwise. I literally had to double and triple check the numbers to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. And even now, I still can't believe it. Luka's defense has taken a real step up this season.
Blocked by Luka. Oh, and then he throws it up the head of Hawkins.
Last year, his defensive rating sat at 113.8, which wasn't exactly shutting anyone down. But now he has brought it down to 108.2, and that's a serious improvement. Edwards, on the other hand, has always had the tools to be a great defender. His athleticism, strength, and quickness let him stick to the league's best scorers and make their lives miserable.
First quarter to set the tone. Bad pass, though, by Luka. And the Ant-Man throws it down.
But while his on-ball defense looks elite at times, the overall impact numbers tell a different story. This season, his defensive rating is at 111.3. And you know what that means? This season, Luka has been the better defender, but we're not done yet. Luka has a 1.4 defensive box plus-minus rating, which means he's actually an above-average defender this season. He's not locking up perimeter scorers, but he's using his size, positioning, and IQ to impact the game. He's making smart rotations, contesting shots, and not being a liability on that end. Meanwhile, Edwards is at negative 0.2, meaning he's been just slightly below average defensively.
Pushed out by Reed. SGA down the lane. Got it to the rim. Got blocked by Edwards.
That's surprising because his athleticism, strength, and on-ball defense
Blocked by Edwards. Ant doing everything.
make him look like a great defender. But defensive box plus-minus suggests he's not as impactful defensively across all possessions. The argument that Ant is guarding the better players in the league while Luka isn't doesn't really hold water in this analysis. Because every team's best player literally hunts for Luka night in and night out. So while Edwards might look like the better defender on the eye test alone,
Got it, the cutting head triangle, slam it down.
Luka's actual impact on a possession-by-possession basis has quietly caught up. Absolutely insane. But at the end of the day, the Wolves made their choice. Anthony Edwards over Luka Doncic. No hesitation, no second thoughts. Was it the right call? That depends on how you see the future. Luka is already a generational talent, but Ant is still rising, still evolving, and Minnesota just bet their entire future on him. But even with all the confidence in the world, you have to wonder, did Ant himself feel that same certainty?
I'm scared. Tim, hey, if you're gonna trade me, let me know, dog. When Luka got traded, anybody is able to get traded at that point.